Hi guys, hello again. This is the Inner Hill Tarot and we are going to do the part 2 of the video, which talking about the booster pack that come with the first edition with this tarot deck, which I find it very fascinating. um, I I think I'm going to start to make this kind of video series where a lot of indie tarot deck creator starting to incorporate it more and more bonuses cards in as a booster pack, or just bonus of one card or two in their tarot decks. And for me this is really exciting because to me the idea of a tarot decks, it's 78 degrees of wisdom, you know, things that we encounter, energy that we encounter that's available in the universe, the major arcana being the major archetype. um, yeah, the major archetype meanings that the forces outside of our world that can help us shape our world actually, and shape our way of looking at life, our patterns of life in general. Basically a lot of outside forces that sometimes we don't understand. That's my take on major arcana. And there's 22 major arcanas in a lot of normal tarot decks, okay? And other than that, we have the minor arcana, which is basically the patterns of our conscious minds and governs our daily life, you know, the day-to-day basis. Basically a lot of times it's like, oh, I have this problem, so what should I solve it with? And a lot of times it came out from the minor arcana points of view. So to me it's like minor arcana dealing with the mundane. It's not mundane, but it's like the everyday life energy kind of feel. And I think together with the major arcana, it's kind of like shape our understanding of our world a little bit. And what I find exciting these days is actually that a lot of tarot creators now including more and more bonuses cards within their tarot decks. And sometimes it's called the booster pack, like this, literally an extra cards, sets of cards. And sometimes it's just like a single bonus card, you know. I just noticed that this tarot decks, which is only have a booster pack in the first edition, which is this one, I believe. Even though you missed the first edition, I think you will still have 2 extra cards, which is home and gratitude. And to me this booster cards is actually outside of not explaining, but outside of the expression of creativity. It's also to me it's an expression of free will, you know. We don't have to just use the traditional sorry about my cat, traditional major and minor arcanas in our tarot reading or our understanding. We can also change them into these cards, you know. One thing that I understand and I find it funny from the major arcanas that this artist Sarah Kathleen has is all the major arcanas doesn't have the number, which means that in any given time you can change it into the booster pack, and it still makes sense in a way. What if you don't yeah, what if you always feel that you don't believe in a wheel of fortune, and instead of wheel of fortune you change it with the gratitude card? It still makes sense in a way. um, of course you can also add everything as well. That also would be fun, because that means that you're incorporating your free will in your day-to-day life, you know. And in the understanding of what's happening in your life. So I think with this tarot decks, I will create more and more videos of my own reviews of the booster pack, because I think it's very interesting. I know it doesn't have to be a very long video all the time. And one of the reason I do silent preview, silent flip through on most of the tarot decks is because I don't want to put my own opinions on them, because I would like people to see it them as it is and make their own mind, you know. But I think with the booster packs, I get to put my own free will as well to be in part of the conversation. Okay, so let's see what this booster pack of the Everybody's Tarot First Edition looks like. This is exciting because I haven't seen the card as well. I wonder how many cards is this in here. Let's get the silent preview first, silent flip through, and then I will add my own review, my hot takes review on it, okay? Okay, so that was the silent flip through, which have like 20 extra cards for booster, which is, I find it quite a lot. With the 2 extra cards, you have another 2, so it's like another different set of major arcana decks right here, added with the original 22 major arcana deck itself. It feels like it creates some kind of like a light side and shadow side, or one reality versus the alternate reality for the major decks. I'm really excited about this, because that means you have like 90 cards in a major in a tarot cards. This is very exciting. And yeah, I find it the card itself, it's dealing, it's not just the major arcana feelings, but also in day-to-day life, which means like in the minor arcana, for example, the productivity. This is really like the 8 of Pentacles energy, for like working little by little, but instead of like the 8 Pentacles energy is like creating craft from the beginning and the progression. Productivity to me feels like, okay, you just have to churn out work today, the same kind of workload like always before. So this is very interesting twist on Eight of Pentacles energy to me. And I notice there is several cards that dealing with very similar. For example, like boundaries and saying no. It's, to me, it's like the same exact idea. Like, to have a boundaries, it's know when you're saying no and saying yes, basically. So I don't know, maybe I will trade one of this card actually. Yeah, also to have so many booster card decks, meaning you can do your magpie decks. Magpie decks is like you're creating a certain kind of tarot decks based on your own reality, what the deck, what your tarot deck would look like, you know. So it's very interesting. And also there's other cards as well that I feel it's similar energy as well. So you see, like yeah, like another two that I find it similar is, hold on, let's see, rose quartz is interesting. Surrender and letting go. You see, I guess there's a little bit of a difference in energy, the feeling wise, but I feel that the energy is quite similar. It's like surrendering into something. It means also letting go and open to the idea of the unknown. You know, so maybe I will also you know, put one of the cards for adoption for other people, or yeah, for a trade or something like this. But yeah, in general, it's been a very interesting booster pack. Because I think it's somewhere in between. The energy of this booster pack is really kind of somewhere in between major arcana deck, major arcana and minor arcana feeling. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is putting it together in a reading. And I also decided to make a new YouTube channels for all my readings, and dedicated this channel for tarot study. And I'm going to make this channel to be more concentrated what the Fool means for me today. For example, major arcana energies, and yeah, the booster packs, the additional cards in the deck energy, and the silent flip through of the whole tarot cards deck that I find it interesting. Okay, so that's it today for this review. Please let me know in the comments, and thank you again for liking and subscribing my video. I really appreciate your being here and watching my video. It's really helping my channel. Please share it if you want. And yeah, thank you so much for being my audience. It's really an honor for me. Thank you guys, and have a nice week. See you. Bye.